Mm-hmm. 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 Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job.
Salute to get this podcast kicking.
Okay. Do you want, I guess we're going for it.
My bad. We're gonna take another one ahorita en un rato.
Okay. Okay.
Hasta el fondo. Hasta el fondo. Yeah, you might hate this one a little worse than Añejo is a little bit more strong.
No, but I like reposado though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is Añejo though.
Ooh.
That reposado bottle count.
Okay.
You feel me? But
Shot number 1.
hey, mija, how you been?
Good.
Shit,
Thank
what
you
you been
for
up to for
having
first
me.
thing? Yo, thank you for pulling up, cause, bro, it'd be sometimes a struggle to find like the guest in general, and then getting the times like okay, like what time like work best. I mean, shit happens, but appreciate it.
I know.
I really,
we made
I'm
this
thankful,
work,
bro,
I
cause
think it took us what, 3 months?
yeah.
You've been
Yeah,
asking
it's
for 3
usually
months?
it's because, bro, usually I tell people like that, like I give them like about a good time of advancement, like pa que sepan, ¿no? You feel me?
Yeah.
Pero bueno, shit happens.
Yeah.
Shit always happens.
Well, I am happy that you're having me here today.
Thank you for coming. But right into that conversation that we were just having, bro, because I noticed that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I noticed that a lot of girls that when they're going through it, they do that whole hair thing, though, you feel me? Oh, they cut it, they do a different hairstyle, they paint it, they do something. So, like, what, like, your hair, y'all use it as more as an emotional show? Or is it more, like, for a mental state as that y'all, like, want to look different? Like, no, you feel, you get what I mean?
Yes, and out of my group of girlfriends, I feel like I'm the only one that does it, to be honest. I mean, yeah, like, I do it more constantly, but I feel like for me, personally, it's like, whenever you're going through it, whether it's a relationship, or a friendship, or just work, like, if you're just going through it, it's a way to feel pampered, and to just kind of start, like, you know how it's like, oh, new phone, new who this, like, does that make sense?
But
I feel
like
with
a little
hair,
start over.
Yes, I feel like for me it's more of like a start over. Like, for instance, I dated this person a long time ago, and then
Who broke it up?
me. But it was like, there you go. So it was like a long, on and off, on and off. And one of my biggest thing was that when we broke up, I first cut my hair. Don't ask me why. I just felt like, you know what, I need something new. Like, I don't have a boyfriend.
A fresh start.
A fresh start. He liked the long hair. I really didn't. I was like, fuck it. And then after I found out that his new partner, who is not his wife, she had the exact black hair that I had at the time. Like, we look really similar. So that's kind of when I went blonde. Because I'm like, I cannot look like her. Like, I just cannot.
So it do tie, like, emotionally to, like, the...
To me, it was more, like, in that moment, it was what it was. All my recent past relationships, I feel like it's only been like, you know what, I need something new. Like, it's not, I can go shopping and spend a bunch of money on new clothes, or get a new hairstyle, or, you know what, let me change my nails. Like, I just need something.
Yeah.
To make me feel better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it is emotionally part of it, but another part is just like starting over. Because you end that relationship, you're starting a new chapter in your life without that relationship in it. So that's what it is for me. I don't know about other girls.
I mean, it's mostly that I have noticed, it's also my opinion. It's usually like that. They go through something and they change something fairly drastic like that. Like you see them there like, a la madre. No, you feel me? Like, shit.
I had a friend back in high school. Like, I remember every time she will do this crazy thing. It's just like, it's either the hair or drugs. You choose. And I'm like,
Go hair. Go hair.
What do you mean? She's like, Francis, what do you want me to do?
Hair gotta go.
And she'll like shape her hair.
Completely?
Yeah.
Like bald?
It's either that or drugs. I was like, okay.
Okay, yeah, go bald. Go bald.
Go
Fuck it.
Yeah, now that you say that, yeah, that reminds me of my friend.
Come on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think it's dope. Usually, girls can pull off almost any hairstyle. Cause, yeah, cause like well, no, cause it takes like 2-3 days to get used to it. No, you feel me? Like once you see a girl with a new haircut, you're like, oh. No, you feel me? But then like
haircut, but not their hair color.
Oh no, hair color is different.
Hair color is different.
Yo, highlights, chef's kiss. Whoever created highlights, bro, chef's kiss, bro. They would know what they was doing, bro. Bro, I love highlights, bro. Like I love highlights, bro. That's true too. That's true too. Yeah,
you know
that's
that
true
thing
too.
that they have now. Well, I don't know if it's still trending, but I know starting. Yeah, it was like last year. The money pieces. You know what a money piece is? Okay, so pretty much like you see how my hair is dark. I just have like a really thick.
Oh yeah, like one line that runs.
Yeah. So this is called a money piece.
Oh shit.
I hate it.
Why?
I feel like it just looks. I don't know.
To me, it gives me "Y soy rebelde."
Yes, but that is such like 2005.
You feel me?
You know, and I'm like, no.
I like
there's certain
highlights.
trends that we shouldn't go back to, and that's one of them. I don't.
Yeah, bro. You know one hair to me that like looks dope, but only certain people pull it off. Like grayish, like that, like grayish, like.
Okay.
But like some girls look. Oh my god.
Are they wearing makeup though?
Ahí sí ya no sé. I don't sit there to ask, but you feel me? But like.
So this is what I noticed because
I
love playing with hair.
Drop the facts.
I felt like if I were to, because right now I'm not wearing makeup. Like this is my full bare face with dark color, which is my unnatural color. I look fine, but I feel like if I wanted to wear like pink or red, which is not my natural color, I can only pull it off if I have makeup on. Like it looks more like the look looks more put together, and I feel like the same thing goes with like platinum or like that silver hair that you're talking about.
So you're saying in the morning that should be looking like Jesus?
That should be looking rough.
We're like, what?
Some girls, other girls like
they wake up beautiful.
They just have it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's the same. It's same with guys, bro. Some guys just got it, some others don't.
Some girls can definitely pull up like the shade my hair.
Yeah.
And bold, they look beautiful.
Yeah.
Others, they just need a little bit of blush. And then eyebrows done.
Or longer hair.
We're not
criticizing nobody. No, you feel me? Like these are all
girl.
opinions. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody entitled to their own opinions.
But yeah, I love hair. Honestly, I feel like I play with my hair all the time. I've been dyeing my hair since I was probably 10 or 11.
Have you ever thought of like shaving it all
okay,
off?
I thought about it like 20 times.
For real?
Every year.
That's
Every
crazy.
Year.
Why though?
I don't know.
Emotional states?
No, not even. Not even. I've thought about shaving my hair multiple times, but I just feel like, what if he just doesn't? I'm gonna have to wear makeup now. Like I don't really wear makeup every day. Like I'll wear it if we're really going out all about. But I feel like I cannot pull it off. I've seen my pictures as a baby, and I just don't think I can pull it off. So, but I thought about it multiple times. But it's like, you know what? Just fuck it. Like I only live once. Let's do it. I was thinking about doing pink, and I'm always scared with like bright colors. I'm like, can't I just buy a
Yeah, because bright colors are a hit or miss to me. Like, it's either going to look... It también depende because how they paint it and who paints it. Because, like, I know some people that had told me, like, no, yeah, this is supposed to be purple and that should be, like, black or blue or, like, it's everything but purple. No, you feel me?
No, my hairdresser, she is the best. That's the only person that I trust with my hair right now.
Shout out to her.
Mel, blessed by Mel, if y'all interested.
No, you feel
me? But yeah, that's the only person I trust. But yeah, I told her, I'm like, if I'm ready for the color, you will know. She's gonna be so excited because she loves playing with color.
What she do?
Yeah, because she always gets like the regular colors.
Bro, I seen the videos where I guess they leave the cuando les queman el pelo, like when the hair starts falling out Like
Oh, that's bleaching. Yeah.
bleach and when they bleach the hair and then it starts falling out. Like, how can you can't fix that no more, huh? It's just a
I'll
matter
tell you what. So one time
extensions.
when I did not have Mel as my hairdresser.
No, they burn you. They bleach your hair.
Listen, hear me out. I would love to experiment. I like to do my own hair sometimes. Just
Mess around with it.
Yeah, because I'd be bored. I need more stuff to do. And then I bleached my hair, which it is not recommended. Like if
Oh no, it's not.
If you're not licensed, don't do it. Don't let the stylist person tell you you can do it at home. Like it is so no, just no. Like just you're gonna like just no. Obviously, I did it a couple times, might I say, and then whenever I was washing my hair in the shower, there was a lot of big pieces falling off. I was like, oh shit, Brad Mondo will be so upset right now. That's like my hair guru person. And the thing is, when you bleach your hair, lo estás deshidratando, like it's getting dehydrated.
Yeah, from all the oils and all of that.
So you're stripping all of that. If you strip too much, your hair is...
It's just like glass, no? It's like brittle.
Stiff. Really stiff, and you might not dry up. So what I was running into the issue with is like I bleached it twice that same day because I'm stupid. A lot of my hair was falling out, which was pretty much dead. And then I was trying to dry it, and you wouldn't dry. Because it's so like dehydrated, it needs the water.
Yeah.
So it's sticking to the water, so my hair wouldn't dry. So I have to literally put like avocados and like a mask on my hair because it just wouldn't dry. Like that's how you know you fucked up. Because you've literally stripped everything out of the hair, so now it's like looking for water. It's like whenever you haven't drinking water and then you drink water, you're like, oh, thank goodness. That's how hair is.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Yeah, and then after that, I found Mel, and she's been blessing me ever since then. Before that...
It was trial and error.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, my hair will look good, but I'm not a professional.
Okay, and how long does it take to heal back the hair?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so how bad of a damage was it to begin with? Like, was it like noticeable damage that like
I feel like so you wouldn't notice that it was damaged. You just would notice that it's kind of wet. Like it stayed wet for like a day and a half.
God damn.
And then I kept putting like I'm telling you like avocados and like hair mask and whatever, so it will try to survive or whatnot. Because if it's too dry. Like, think about it. You have hair. Like, let's say this is my natural hair. If you strip all the color away, that's going to be your natural hair now. So, unless you cut it or you add color to it, you're fucked. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, hair never goes back to its natural form. You just have to cut it and let it grow.
Damn.
So, that was your lesson.
So, how long did it take to grow back to, like, where you felt comfortable to cut it again?
I feel like it's been about, like, this is the longest I've had it. Ever since I cut it.
It's not that long.
I know.
It's not that long.
know.
Shit. You plan on going super long?
Well, I used to have it really long.
To where?
Like, almost my hips.
Oh, damn, yeah.
So I had it really long, and then I started messing with my hair, and then the more you mess with it, I feel like it doesn't grow as fast.
Like también cuando te lo pintas too many times, no? Don't that dries it out? Or like damages it?
I feel like it depends on who does it. Like, if I've been doing blondes for the past 2.5 years. I give myself breaks. That's why I'm going back to black. But yeah, it really depends. And the older you get, the longer it's gonna take for everything to work.
I feel
you know? So yeah, hair doesn't grow as fast anymore for me, personally. But yeah.
Facts. Shit, going back into another subject. Sorry, we derailed a little bit there.
Yeah.
But okay, nowadays, bro, to you, because I know every woman's experience is fairly different, but to you, what's been like one of the biggest struggles that you have felt that like, as in difference, as in like, oh, you know, going into like, if I was a guy, like this would be a little bit easier.
Are you talking professionally or just in general?
In general.
I feel like...
or advantages that you feel you got.
That's funny. I feel like it depends. I feel like for me, I grew up in a household where you saw like there's a mixture of independence as well as like a little bit of machismo because we're Latinos. It's in our culture.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood. So I felt like growing up, my dad and I had to fight more in my household to just go out. Like as simple as to go out with my friends or to go on trips. Like if my brother were to ask, I know my dad will be like, okay, who's going? And then they'll do like a little bit like the FBI investigation, and after that, he's good to go. For me, I feel
be like who's going? I need phone numbers. I need contact. I need to go meet him.
Where their parents live, their grandparents, like So I feel like with my brother, growing up on that household, and I'm the oldest, and I feel like I've had it a little bit tougher, where like I always have to fight. Like when I study abroad, and I was in college and I had to study abroad. My dad did not want me to study abroad. He's like, do whatever thing it takes for you to stay in the country. And I was like, no. Don't you want me to see the world?
Yeah, like ain't that the point?
Yeah, like, and he's like, no, like, you're so young. I'm like, dude, I'm like 19. Like, I'll be fine. And he
hold on. I mean, 19 is still fairly young.
But I'm always more mature.
No, yeah, but like, it's a dangerous world. Like no, even for
my brother.
No, yeah, no, but even for him, like going like super young. Yeah, I understand what you mean, and I agree that it is like that machismo in there that they would allow him to go faster than you, because female and male. Pero even when they send his kid, they know there's a higher danger. Like you get hurt or some robbed or some. You feel me? Like no one is over there. Like no hay nadie que te ayude. Like but like people that you're gonna meet.
Life.
Yeah, pero like as a parent, that's what you're trying to avoid. No, you feel me? You're trying to like make sure your kid is good.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand a little bit of both sides
of the. I feel like for me, like I understood where he was coming from.
Pero, como dice el mexicano, pero que no más.
No, yeah, I get it. He didn't want me to go, and then I've always been like financially dependent from them. So he's like, you want to go? You figure it out. In my head, I was like, I don't work. So how am I gonna buy a plane ticket, find the visa, like all of that? And I literally, manos a la obra, like I did it, and I funded the whole thing.
That's actually good that he did that. Cause how old was you?
19.
19? Yeah. 20. You gotta start learning life, mija. Like
no, and that's what I'm saying. But
that's what I'm saying. Like it's good. It's good
that. But
but if he didn't do that for your brother, then yeah, I'll be like, like not the pases de lanza. No, you feel me? Like if he like baby steps your brother.
Well, he doesn't do that either, but.
No, you feel me? Then it's a fair game. To me, that's what I find is a fair game. It is good because like it shows you responsibility, and when you grow up, responsibility is one of the biggest traits you need to have. Cause like it's not that you want to have it; is you need to have it. Cause like rent, bills, and all of that. No, you feel me? They don't care whether you worked 2 days of the week. Whether you got that, whether you don't got that, like they're gonna need their bills money, like they're gonna need their rent. You feel me?
And I get that.
So that shows you responsibility.
Like, as a woman, like being born a woman, it's been that struggle. Like starting from my father all the way to like corporate world, or like I feel like I have to work a little bit harder to be seen and to be taken serious. To be taken, acknowledged. Because that's what I've seen in certain of my jobs, that when a woman is in charge and she's successful and she is killing it, the men under her tend to
take it more as a joke.
Oh, she's bossy.
Take it as a joke or something like that. Yeah, like, that happens in construction a lot too. That happens in construction.
So I feel like that's what I've seen. Different industries and then growing up, which is why I feel like I'm a little bit of a feminist every now and then, and I mean it's not bad, but it's not because I don't like men or whatever. I just feel like there's certain privilege on being a male, just in the world in general, that women don't have. Now, that's been my perspective. Now, the benefits, this is really weird that I say it, but the benefit is like, even though, and this is probably a little fucked up, but when I graduated college, I did not want to, like, you know, COVID was happening because I graduated right in the middle of COVID. And then finding the perfect job was becoming like an issue for me. So I wanted to take some time off. And my dad, I remember, because I've always lived with my parents, and I remember my dad telling me, like, mija, like, si tú no quieres trabajar, like, está bien, nomás ayuda en la casa y te puedes quedar en la casa. And in my head, I was like, I don't know if to feel blessed that I have that option.
Or offended.
Or offended.
Offended that he wants to keep me, like, at home. Like,
Yeah,
okay, I see.
Because, in a way, it's like, I know with my brother, because only two of us, and with Michael, it's like, no, like, you either work, you either study, or you do something with your life, but you're not going to be no bum. Or, like, with me, I had the option to either be, like, learn how to be a housewife, or go out to the real world. And when he said that, I was like, I was looking at my brother, and he's like, bro, just don't say anything. Just stay quiet. We'll talk about it later. Don't say anything. And him saying that, I went ahead and got 2 jobs right after that. Because I'm like, no, like, if I get with a partner who wants to take care of me, that's fine. But I also want to feel like I can do something with my life. Like, I got a degree for something. Not to just have it hang there and, you know. And there's people that want to be a housewife, that's fine, but that's never been my end goal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I saw then that I'm like, wow, like, not just me, but maybe many women have that opportunity. Like, they don't have to go to college. They don't have to get a career as long as they marry well. Does that make sense? Where, like, with men, there is that...
You have to gain your value.
Yeah, like
because you, like, es que... There's no, I mean, it's a cold world. It's always been like that. So, like, that's the whole difference. Like, you can't just go anywhere and be like, just show up and be like, oh yeah, I'm the guy. You feel me? I'm like, you can't be like, I'm the shit. You feel me? Because it don't work like that. Like, there's people that have done and put in the work that you have not done. That shows that they're the ones, you feel me? Like, we have to put in that work, like, in order to get it there.
Also, how we perceive people. Like, I know for what I've known with my friends, my family, it's that you don't really see a 30-year-old man still living at home. We don't consider that successful, but if a woman... were to be living at home at 30 with her parents, and she's working, and they're both working.
No pasa nada.
No pasa nada. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like we need to educate the future generations into like, okay, that's okay. Like, if he's trying to save money to buy a house, go for it. Like, go for it. But I noticed that with the men, like, you hit, like, you're after college or like 3 years after high school. If you're not doing something with yourself, you're considered
lazy,
a bum, lazy, loser, whatever you want to call it. But with the women, we kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. Well, maybe she'll marry well. Like, you know, she's living with her parents, like, that's fine. But with the men, there's a certain expectation that they have to be the provider.
Have to done, Does
that make sense?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's when I see that, okay, we're not in a world where, like, we're both fully equal. There's different expectation, whether you're a man or a woman.
And with that, we're going to take a quick little break. Coming back from that break, we're going to take this quick shot.
Boy.
Salud, mija.
Oh, yeah, I hate this.
Yeah, I told you this one's going to be strong.
I don't know why you like añejo.
Respira. Para que mate las heridas. That's
okay,
why I like
añejo.
Nah, just play.
Who hurt you?
Nah. I'll joke. Pero, okay, now that you threw out that important word, educate, Cause look, cause I have actually talked with other friends, and they have told me like, they're like, oh, I don't like, we don't want to like, they don't like, women don't want to sit there and have to educate people. I'm like,
Okay.
is this where it gets confusing to me? Because you just said we have to work on educating people for the, I'm like, and I completely agree with that. Cause to me, it's not so much that you educating someone. It's more as in like guidance, like, cause some people like intelligence is higher at a smaller age than someone that is like older, and like it's like I seen 13-year-old act like 20-year-olds, and 20-year-olds act like 13-year-old. You feel me? That's what I'm trying to go at. Like, intelligence is very different. So like, if you help guide someone like to where you're coming from your perspective, from the way you think, it's gonna be much easier for them to understand where you're trying to, the point you're trying to prove them. You feel me? Like, cause how is it like? Cause if you don't help them, they're gonna do their own research. You feel me? And I always say research to me it's always been like more of a personal gain, cause you're not gonna research something you don't care about. No, you feel me? Like, unless it's school.
And I feel like I hear what you're saying, but what I mean with education is in school. Like the institutions, like how we show the stereotypes between a male and a female, whether we want it or not. Does that make sense? Like, when we're little kids, the first thing that I see, at least growing up, I remember seeing, you know, like the little cocinitas, like for Christmas, or toys. It was either Barbies, Bratz, or like the little cocinitas.
Pink to blue.
Yeah. And then with guys have the cars.
The Hot Wheels, the Nerf
the
guns.
little helicopters that you can. And I always like the guys' toys.
I see
like they
what
will every year they'll give me a new Barbie and they'll stay in those boxes because I will always play with my brothers or my cousins' toys. Because I didn't really like the female toys. Does that make sense? Like the little girls. That's what I mean with educating. Is like not just educating at home, but as a society, learning to break those stereotypes, like making sure that.
And what would be your best way to do that?
Well, media. Like, we have so much access to media now. Like, I have my 5-year-old cousins looking at TikTok.
Yo, fucking
and, you know, they have so much access now, which is good and
dangerous.
bad. Good and bad because now you're feeding these little young brains, like you said, all this information. And maybe they're not mature enough to process all this information. Yeah. So which is where your guiding comes.
Because...
You see what I'm saying? It's like a whole thing. So I feel like we need to be more careful what we show out there. Like, I think there was the video that you sent me this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And it was thoughtful. It was thoughtful because I'm like, we do have a lot of problems in the U.S., whether it's education. I mean, we have one of the worst systems in the world.
Yes, like, yeah, we really do.
Which is why kids focus on other things. Like, they go from wanting to be a doctor or, you know, do something with their lives. And no, I want to be an influencer. Like, that's not going to be money.
To me, what I find about school that it is kind of like... I find it kind of dumb is how long school is. Like, why do a kid like need to be there 8 hours? I always find it's better.
You go to work for 8 hours.
Exactly, pero mira, like it's not always the case. I know some people that work enough. Like, let's put it like this: 1 hour of good production is worth more than like 8 of slacking. Of people slacking, drowsy, tired, bored, annoyed of their job. No, you feel me? Like, one guy that will go in there 2-3 hours and kill the work because he loves to do it for those 2-3 hours will be worth more than 10 guys that are there wasting your time for 10 hours and barely got shit done by the end of the day. No, you feel me? Because that's what it does. Like, that's why people, like, even if you love your job, it gets to the point where you need a break from your job. That's why people take vacations. Yeah. No, you feel me? So, like, to me, that long of a school system, they like, it drains them. Like, obviously, you're gonna give them so much information and get them so bored of sitting in a classroom for 8 hours that it's just gonna tire them out. By the time they get to work, they're fed up. Like, they're like, yo,
Well,
like this for the rest of my life.
I agree with that. School be too fucking long.
Too long. Like,
but
just cut it down, people. Cut it
it's what
down.
we learn in school. Like, I remember I barely learned anything in high school.
Oh my god.
And
Anything that I use personally.
yeah, so I feel like, and that's what I mean with education. It's like I've always been really passionate about education, but I felt like I grew up in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And in Spain, whether you went to public school or private school, personally, I had a really good experience in both systems. I was in private school and public school. Private school was a little
Mírala.
No, private school was a little more intense, but I feel like I gained...
For real?
For
Why?
me, because my school at the time...
I imagine private people being like all chill, laid back.
We had to do all this work. Like,
Oh,
I took like 16... And that's the thing, education in the U.S., it's lame.
Yeah.
Like, when I was in Spain, or even if you go to school in Ecuador, and I feel like in Mexico, it's probably the same thing.
La neta ya no me acuerdo, but probably.
It's like, all year, you take 16 subjects. 16 different classes. Like, math, English, biblioteca, chess, art. Like, I took all these different courses during the year. Where, like, here, you have 4 classes. One semester, 4 classes the other.
They cram it down, like...
Over there, you learn how to multitask. Think about it. You're learning about different things all throughout the year, though. So they know that you're not going to learn calculus in one semester. You're not going to learn chemistry in one semester. They take the whole year to actually teach you the right things. But your 16 courses, well, it depends on the school, but at least for me, like, I had chess. Like, I literally, yeah.
I mean, chess is a smart man game.
But they will teach us that. Like, my school had math. We have to learn English in first grade. Whether you're in private or public school, English, if you fail English, they'll fail you the whole grade. Like,
damn.
I noticed here in high school, somebody fails English, and then...
Put them in credit recovery.
No, they become like, you know those... LOL. You know those freshmen, sophomores, juniors that you see here in high school? Over there, you don't have that. I remember, like, a guy, we were in the 2nd grade, and he failed 2nd grade because he didn't pass religion and English. They'll make you...
They got a whole class of religion over there?
We take religion, too.
For real? And what you learn there?
The Bible.
You just read the Bible?
Well, we learn about Christ and all that. Because remember...
Do you believe in that whole story?
That's a whole different podcast.
We keep it for another, for part 2.
That's gonna be like 2 days.
A long ass conversation.
Yeah. No, but yeah, we learn, like, they make us learn everything. Now, if you're not Catholic, I will have to say that, at least in my schools, if you were in public school, you have religion. If you were not Catholic, let's say you're Christian or Jewish or Muslim, we have a lot of Muslim people over there, they pull you aside. Your parents obviously have to agree with that. They'll pull you aside so you don't have to learn the Catholic Bible, and you learn sociology, which is really weird because we should all learn sociology anyway.
Yeah.
But remember, the U.S. is state and church separate. Spain.
Well, it's not that separate if it's in, like, in schools.
No. In the U.S., I mean.
Yeah, like...
In the U.S., you don't have that.
Technically, what state...
In Spain, it's not. It's the opposite. In Spain, the state and the church
Oh,
are
yeah.
one. Here, it's separate,
Makes sense.
So that's why over there, I had to learn all these different subjects. And in private school, the only difference was that we had to learn a couple more, like, extra classes. But then once you pass 6th grade, because we don't have middle school. We have elementary and high school, that's it. We don't have no middle school. We have bachillerato, which is 11 and 12. That's it. Does that make sense?
No, at all, but continue.
Yeah, it's like 1st grade to 6th grade. It's elementary. Seventh
Like in over there in
Spain.
in Spain. Oh yeah, then that's kind of like the Mexican system too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
similar. To once you pass 6th grade, if you did good in English, you learn a second language, either French, German, Japanese, whatever. Which I hated that. So I'm like, I don't want to do this.
I would learn Japanese.
But they'll make you learn it. At least in my school. Other schools might be a little bit different. But I felt like over there, I was learning so much. Just in general, like they will teach you so much that when I came to the U.S., I think I started in the 7th grade in New York. And it was so funny how I was in 7th grade math class in a private school in New York. And I was advanced. Like, all the math that they were doing, I learned it 2 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Everything else, I had no fucking idea what they were talking about. Because it was in English. Like, I did not learn American history. So I was, like, catching up with them. But everything else, I'm like, they're so behind when it comes to math and science. And then I came to the...
That's where you say the whole difference between, like, putting a whole year into work into, like, math and compared to, like, just a semester.
Because what they do here...
They split it, no? Don't they fucking split, like, pre-calc 1, pre-calc 2?
No.
No?
You learn pre-calc all throughout the year.
Because when I took pre-calc in, I took pre-calc 1 in middle school. That's why my... aside from how I look, I was actually fairly smart. So, like, I had algebra 1 algebra 1, my bad. I had algebra 1 in middle school. Yeah, my bad. I had algebra 1 in middle school. And Spanish. One of my Spanish, like...
you spoke Spanish.
But it was considered, like, still a high school credit. Like, for my language, as my language. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Yeah, so, like, when I got to high school, that's the only thing that gave me an advantage. So that's why they put me into like AP classes, honors classes.
That's another thing. You went to South Make just like I did, right?
Yeah.
It was the most experience for me.
For real?
Because obviously, as you can hear, I was not born or raised here. So, and for me, even though in Spain I had been learning English since I was probably 2 or 3, I'll never speak it, you know? Like, you go to class, you memorize whatever you gotta memorize, and then you move on with your life.
Yeah.
So, never did I thought my dad was gonna move me to the States, and I actually had to learn the language. So, for the first 2 years of my life here, I wouldn't speak English. I would just know what you're saying. Like, I know, I can read it, and I can hear it, but I will not be able to...
Like, respond.
Yeah. So,
any good Mexican learning English. That's how my dad is.
Yes,
he's able to actually like understand it. You know, you feel me? Like and like writing it, and when they write it out, he's able to like read it out.
Yeah.
But like
come up with your own.
Yeah, answers. Sentences, conjugate like things, and like which is the hardest part of any language. Like,
so, my parents felt like, okay, you cannot be an ESL anymore. Because if you stay in ESL throughout high school, it's going to put you down because whatever your peers are learning in class, you're not learning. So by the time college applications comes, you're going to be behind. And I remember going to the South like that summer before freshman year and asking them, please put me in a regular class. Please put me in AP for this, AP for that. Because it's not that I'm stupid. It's just that I don't know the language. But what I took from that whole experience, first of all, they didn't want to take me. They did not want to put me in regular classes. They didn't think I had the level of English to be able to succeed in those classes. I literally had to drag my parents to South on a different date. And they had to write a letter to the school saying that they will be responsible if I don't succeed in my classes. And I, like, stay a grade down or something. They were saying some stupid shit like that, which I find it stupid because like, it's none
of your business to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, just put me in the classes and shut up. Literally.
And they're like, no, like, we just don't think you're gonna succeed.
It doesn't matter what you think or not. Like, just put me in the classes that I asked for and shut up.
So my parents were a little bit concerned about that because I'm like, well, here you go, public education in North Carolina. No kid left
Like,
behind.
send me back.
Exactly. And then I remember my first semester, well, my first freshman year in general. It was good, but I'm like, I feel like I can do more. Like I was up for a challenge. So I wanted to take AP and honor classes. That was another 3 to 4 conversations with like my counselor, because she's like, I just think you're gonna fail. Like I really think you're gonna fail, and you shouldn't be taking honor classes next year. So I have to drag my parents out of work again and have them talk to her and explain that, hey, like, I want to take these classes. Because even if I get a C in an AP class, I'm learning a lot more than getting an A on a regular class.
On a regular, bro, yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh no, I know what you mean. Because, like...
That whole process for me was like, I never was a straight A student. But I feel like that constant challenge of always wanting to learn something harder is what got me where I'm at today.
I mean, it pushes you to learn more in general. But I feel you on that because, like, since I used to take, like, honor classes or, like, APs too, when I would talk to, like, friends that, like, have, like, standard class normal, bro, they would be, like, 2-3 weeks back, bro. I'm like, what? I'm like,
and they didn't do anything extra, like...
No, you feel me? Like, I'm like, bro, like, it's not that hard. Like, it's just...
It wasn't. And that's what I mean with, like, my experience with my parents. I mean, I had to be responsible for my education and kind of fight the school for me to get the education that I deserve. Which I shouldn't. And on top of that, my parents always had to get involved. And I'm like, if this is just me, imagine the other 900, 800 students here that maybe their parents work too much. Because they have 2 jobs and they don't have time to come to the school. They don't know what type of education their kids are getting just because why they don't speak the language. You know, or they didn't go to school here. My parents didn't go to school here, so I have to like learn everything from scratch. I didn't know how to like apply for FAFSA. I had no idea how to do that. I had to learn it from scratch. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like all of that, the education system in America, in North Carolina, you could say,
America.
But America sucks,
yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, they're not.
And that's why we are the way we are.
They're not extravagant. No, you feel me? But I mean, shit happens. To be honest, there's no way around it because right now that's the system. Do you feel me? As of right now, like you send your kids to school. Like you
don't
still
have to. You can do homeschool too.
You can, but like that's taking time out of your schedule, no money. Not everybody has the luxury to be able to do it like that. Like even like public school here is a luxury to certain people. No, you feel me? Like, cause like in other places, it costs money. Like even to go to like from like K through 12. Through 12.
To 12, yeah. I actually, when I was in high school, I was volunteering for ESL students in Quail Hollow. And it will amaze me how some of these kids, I'm like, you're placing this kid into the 7th grade or the 6th grade, but these kids back in their home country didn't even finish 3rd grade. So it will amaze me how they're putting all this pressure, and that's why these kids will. And then on top of that, because if you, at least in my time, whenever you were an immigrant, and this was your first year in the States, or the first 2 years, they can't fail you. So they'll pass you until the next grade. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like by law or something?
It's a weird law, because I remember I went to Kennedy Middle School too. I went to like many middle schools. I would move a lot. And I remember I didn't have to do well in my classes. I could literally just lazy.
Just be there.
Be present, and they'll pass me until the next grade. Which is really weird, because it's like some weird law here in North Carolina for public schools, at least at the time. And what I will notice is like, okay, you're having these kids that didn't get a proper education back in their home country, try to learn English, and on top of that, try to learn 7th, 8th grade, or 6th grade level of education when they don't even have a foundation of it. And you're going to pass them into high school, and the more difficulty that you're throwing at this kid,
it's going to be worse.
The more, ¿cómo se dice cuando you're not like you don't want to do it anymore. You get tired. You get frustrated.
You get annoyed of it.
You
in general.
like you lose motivation, and then you'll see all these kids dropping out of high school. They don't want to do it anymore. They see a check, they see money, and they're like, okay, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes it's not that they have the option. Like sometimes it's that they do gotta drop out because like their parents are struggling. They have to go to work or
and
something
I've
like
seen
that.
that too, but it's also how you're putting 30 kids in one classroom. You really think a teacher is gonna
allá in
get
España
that
is not the same
personal?
thing.
Not necessarily. So we have, at least in elementary school, what I remember is that, let's say, for my public school, it was only 2 classes, like first grade A, first grade B, and we have our like our main teacher, and that main teacher teaches like math, science, history, right? And then Spanish. And then you'll have, if you have a different teacher learning English, then they'll come into the class. The kids don't go to different classes. Like that same 20 people you start the school with, the same 20 people you're gonna end
At the end of
sixth grade.
Oh
like
shit!
All 6 grades. Usually the same people that you start in. Yo estaba en creo primero A. The same people I'm with primero A, like I'm gonna be with those people for the next 6 years. In all our classes, we don't switch around like you guys do here. And then you go to high school, which my school had middle school. I mean, my school was everything. So when you move over to high school, which is instituto, then they'll move you around maybe. And then the people that you start with, you end high school with. But you never move
actually
around
switch
classes.
around.
Yeah, you don't. It's like the same 10 group of girls you become best friends with. Where like here, I noticed you guys. It was so weird for me to learn it.
It switches up.
Moved around everywhere, and I'm like, why am I going to a different building, getting to know different people? So your teacher never gets to fully know you. Where like with my teacher from first grade, I stick with that teacher for the next 6 years. They get to know you. They know when you're lying. They know what you lack of. They know if you're behind. At least in my private school, it's a little bit different. So math and in Spanish, they'll take a test, and if you can, let's say like you're a little more intelligent than me, not that you're smarter, but we both take a national test. I get a 6, you get a 9. They'll split us into groups then. That means that you learn faster than I do, so I get a different teacher. It's a little more personalized.
Yeah, like you build better connections.
You build better connections. Your teacher gets to know you better, and they see your weaknesses, and they help. It's like having a tutor while in class. You guys don't have that here.
No.
Not in public schools, at least.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, education in general should be restructured.
And we back like we never left.
Honestly.
Shit. But another quick question that I do got, it's gonna be my last one too, so cause we gonna make this shit stupid long if we keep going. But yeah, sorry people, bro. Some people are just interesting to have good conversation with, bro. What can I say? But okay, so let's go more into your field like of work now. Like, has you had any like struggles that you feel that you have to, put in that double time for like to get to a position that you have compared to like let's say a male that works like in the similar areas?
I think so. Sorry. Right now I'm in the home building construction field, so
before anything, salute to that. Y'all heard? Yeah, putting in that work building society. But before we do continue, one thing I talked to Harvey about this. Oh, like, I don't know if you ever noticed, because constructions, they consider more like a blue collar compared to like white collar. No, you feel me? White collar being office people, office workers. Pero like, look, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, we blue collars, we might build society, but we sure damn don't run it. No, you feel me? White people, white people. Oof, I'm sorry for that. I apologize. White collar workers, they're the ones that run it. No, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, cause at the end of the day, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sitting in a damn office to do paperwork. I'm just not. I'm gonna go crazy up in there. I'm gonna lose my mind. No, I'd rather be out there. Like, I'd rather be working with my hands. I'd
Yeah.
rather be moving. I'd rather be active. No, you feel me? Like, I just couldn't do it.
I like both. I feel like, at least on my job right now, I work on the purchasing and estimating department of the company that I work for. And I see a little bit of everything. I like being able to go out in the field, like on Fridays, every other Friday. We'll try to, like, my boss will try to take me out on the field, and like we'll go to like the houses we're building or like the neighborhoods, and I get to see what I work. Because remember, I don't go to the houses every day. So whenever I get all these orders, or like, oh, like we changed the fridge, or we changed the microwave for different inches, like I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really new to this field, and I'm like, okay, what's the difference? Or, or like a cabinet or like a countertop, like if it's a different color. Sometimes that on paper, you look at the pictures and the difference might not be there. Like it's like white and off white. You're like, I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
You go out in the field, and you're like, okay, never mind. It makes
Mm-hmm.
a difference of how the house looks altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So I like being out in the field to see
What they mean.
yeah,
Okay.
like everything throughout the construction process of a home, like whether it's framing, whether it's the foundation, whether it's like the final touches. I like seeing that, but I see how it's hard. Like it's tough to, put it together and be out there and like in the heat sometimes. Like you don't you don't get AC every time. Oh, it's too cold. So I feel like for me, I wouldn't want to be out in the field every day, but it's nice to be out there and see what's actually like happening. Like not just the plans that I see and the pictures that I see, is like seeing it all in real life. Now, working in the office, I have noticed, at least on my department, what I love about my department is that my supervisor, she happens to be a female, and she's a badass lady. I love her to death. And seeing a lot more directors being females, I feel comfortable that I'm like, okay, like it's not just males in the field, because when you look at real estate in general, whether it's commercial or residential, I work in residential, you see a lot of males, and really white males, to be specific, in those positions. But this company, what I've been learning about the industry is like, it seems like we're getting to a place where more women are filling in those spots.
Yeah.
But I do feel like you have to be, most project managers, they're males.
Yeah.
And
I have met some female ones. But
But
like,
it's rare.
Yeah. Deja that it's rare, pero también, like, going back a little bit to what we had touched on earlier, I have seen where it's female, like, supers and something like that, and they know what they're talking about.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I sit there because, like, I mean, in stucco, like, we're the finished product. We're what people see at the end. So we actually have to be super careful in what we do,
Yeah.
and like, cause at the end of the day, nobody's gonna check the Ciroc 3 fucking steps behind us. No, you feel me? They're gonna see the stucco, and like, if the stucco ain't good, this whole building is probably messed up.
Yeah.
No, you feel me? So like, they know what they're talking about. And I have seen in situations where they tell certain groups, like, do this, do that, and they take it more as like jokingly, like, like, ella no sabe nada. I'm like,
No,
she
went to school for
knows
that, probably.
a fairly good amount from your job and probably from other jobs, but like, to me, it's kind of like we still need a lot of work on that whole perspective, as in like, just because she a female, like, don't take it as a joke, like, like they put in the work. No, you feel me? Like, because I don't, you can't demonize, I mean, diminish. You can't take for granted someone's effort and work they put in. Like, no, you feel me? Because, like, if, like, they put in then 2 years studying in a classroom, then 2 years out in the field, no, you feel me? Compared to, like, they say, you just 3 years out in the field and shit, whatnot. She knows exactly what to tell the company that is paying you. You just know exactly how to do the work.
And
No, you feel me? She knows how to do your work if she actually wanted to. Like, she knows the process of it.
Still that, what's it called? There's still that person, I mean, not personality, but that attitude towards, like a PM, a project manager. They're in charge of the whole house, or like a construction manager or whatever.
Yeah.
And I have to deal with them sometimes, and I will tell you that it's tough.
Oh my god. Some of them se creen la fucking
yes,
mierda,
and they think they can make changes because they know what's
just,
out there.
Yeah,
and
just because.
And I'm like, I get that. But if I'm telling you,
Shit
I
costs
did not
money.
budget for that.
Shit costs money.
You did not budget for that.
Yeah,
period.
shit costs money.
Yeah, so I feel like in my company specifically, we only have one female project manager. I haven't met her yet, but from what I hear, she's amazing. But I see it with like me dealing with the PM sometimes. I'm like, why did you guys change this last minute? You know, like, why did this happen? Like, I have to be the one. Like, part of my job is asking the whys, because I will not pay for something that I don't know why was for. What was for, or why did that happen to begin with? If you didn't estimate it for it beforehand. Yeah. Which is where it makes my job a little bit difficult, because, like I said, I'm a female, I'm Latina. Yeah. All the PMs that I work with, they're white men. And sometimes they feel like, oh, well, she just started in this industry, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
She don't know what it is.
And that's going to follow me. Wherever I go, it's going to follow me. So I felt like just making sure that we understand each other, but we also see each other on a professional level and respect each other. Yeah. That way.
It can go both ways, ain't even gonna lie. Look, because I do get where you're coming from, because everything costs money. Like, in construction, bro, like, I say it always as a joke, but in construction no te puedes tirar ni un pedo sin que te lo cobren. No, you feel me? Like, everything costs money. If you take one screw out of somewhere, if you, like, move this there, if you, like, move it 3-4 inches, if...
We're gonna get charged.
No, you feel me? Like, yeah, it's a back charge for everything. Like, you feel me? So I understand that. But at the same time, I understand their point of view. Because in my job, there's been times where, like, we have told them and recommended things, like, because we have gone through it in different jobs. Like, no, do this way and this way, because it's going to look better and it's going to avoid you a problem or an issue later on. And they don't listen. They're like, okay. I'm like, we're fine. We'll do the job how you want. We finishing how your job, how they want. 2 weeks later, call us back, be like, yeah, we need you to switch up that thing exactly how you told us last time. I'm like, yeah, we kind of figured that it was going to happen because we've been through it. So I kind of understand both sides of the story. Like, we do got to, like, everything in life to me has to find that perfect balance. Find that, like, that nice straight line.
Office people sometimes have to go out in the field
to understand, to what they're talking about.
I'm really big, and this is something that I've told my bosses. I'm really big. I'm like, okay, you're showing me all these plans, wells, sewer lines. I'm seeing everything, but in my head, it's just a picture. I need to see in real life so I know how everything comes together and everything works. But sometimes I get it. Like, one of my coworkers, he was a PM for many years in Arizona, and I think here in North Carolina as well. And he understands now that this is his first job in the office, and I love it because he gives me a perspective. Like, I'm like, oh, why don't we do it this way? He said, well, it will make sense for you that you're not out in the field, but look at this guy's doing A, B, and C on the field.
Because one thing, the difference in out in the field compared to blueprints, blueprints are to perfection. Like, the measurements y'all get are like, this gotta be this is this. In the field, it's never perfect. It's always like a quarter, an eighth off, and entre eighth and eighth, quarter and quarter, it ends up adding different measurements.
So many things can happen in the process of it. One of the things that really bother me is, and like I said, I just started this job, I just started in this industry, but whenever we get this variable cost, like anything that something changes, you'll get a new order. But that's out of the budget. And I love how the PMs, sometimes they'll be like, oh, damage unknown. Like, I'm like, what do you mean? Damage unknown? Like, give me a reason why. Yeah. But it's because, like I said, so many things can happen out in the field, whether a tree falls down whether one of the trades, which are pretty much the vendors, like the painters or the drywall people, or whatever, what did they mess up? What did the electrician mess up? Like, so many like pieces in that puzzle.
Yeah.
That I feel like office people don't fully understand. We just look at a number and we're like, oh,
it has to be this.
It has to be this way.
Yeah,
why
when,
is not
like,
this way? You messed up.
No, you feel me? And yeah, it's because it's a whole. That's what I'm saying. We gotta find balance because sometimes it ain't even that you messed up. It's that a guy 3-4 steps before you already messed up, and you gotta work with what they give you. No, you feel me? It's not a fact like, porque project manager, you get there to a job, and the project manager más o menos talks you through what needs to be done. You get your blueprints. No, you feel me? And that's it. No, you feel me? Like, anything that has been messed up already back then, like, you have to accommodate for it. And like,
make
people, and people don't take in fact that people make mistakes. Like, we're not machines. Like, comparing to like a blueprint is made by a machine to perfection, to like every dot. Like, no, you feel me? Humans ain't a perfect machine. No, you feel me? So there's gonna be trial and error, and there's gonna be mistakes here and there. And like, I like the fact that you say that you do go out in the field, because that do gives you the perspective of like, it's not perfect.
It's not perfect.
Like,
sure.
They might be telling you this for a certain reason, but I do understand, because I do have this conflict with, like, let's say my dad, because I work with my dad. Like, sometimes he finds it so easy to be like, when the super be like, oh yeah, can you just do this and this there? He'll be like, yeah, I got you. I'm doing. I'm like, hold the hell up. No, like,
you can't do it.
Like, we can do it for sure, but the guys in our company, they're gonna charge him for that, and we're just putting up our hours, time, and effort and service for free. Like, no, bro. Like, it doesn't work like that. So like, you gotta find that perfect balance where like, yeah, like, we'll do it, but you gotta understand that it's gonna cost you more money. Like,
and sometimes.
And people don't want to pay that money.
Sometimes, yeah. I feel like I've seen it all. I mean, in this company I work for like now a month and a half. Yeah, about a month and a half. And I've seen it all. I see it where maybe they got, like, sometimes, because we do high-end luxury homes, right? In Lake Norman. So sometimes you'll have houses where like they're spec homes, meaning that we're building it, but we haven't sold it to anybody because it doesn't have a customer yet. And those we can play around with. Just whether it's like the specifications inside the house, like, do we want this style? Do we want this?
Because it's like a build design by the company.
Yeah, like our design manager is building through it.
Yeah.
And then I put in the orders, and then they make it happen. Now, whenever customers get involved,
it's how they want it.
And sometimes
they get crazy ideas, bro.
And like, no. It's not even that. It's just like, they think they want something, so we start the house, and then midway they're like,
oh yeah, it don't look good.
I actually want crowd molding on that, or you know what? I don't like this.
I actually don't like the color of that finish. Can you change it up and color it a whole different? I actually don't like that design on that finish. Can you tear it off or skim it all around and put a whole different design on it? Yep.
So it's one of those situations where I noticed that maybe the customer just changes its mind. Like, it could be that, I set for this, but I changed my mind. So I've seen it where like the PMs, because they deal with the customer, I don't deal with the customer directly. I know their names, but I don't deal with them directly. I don't really talk to people like that. I talk to the trades, the people, the painters, the drywalls. Like, I deal with them a little bit more.
Yeah.
In negotiating prices, but they're the ones dealing with the customers. Sometimes customers can be
annoying.
Challenging.
No.
We're gonna use the word challenging.
Annoying.
No.
We don't mind a challenge. A challenge is gladly accepted. Challenges are gladly accepted. Annoying is a whole different process, because like, a lot of like owners don't understand the process that has to be done by, at least by code, in order to actually get what they want. No, you feel me? And
but they're paying for it. That's all that matters.
That's what I was gonna get to. Like, and it's a cruel reality of the fact that, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, your check comes out of their money.
Exactly.
You know, you feel me? So I do understand. Like, that's why I do
It's a
understand
balance.
both. Yeah, and that's why I do understand both sides. And like, always felt like you have to find that like thin lining of balance that like
It's hard.
I don't fuck you over, you don't fuck me over type of shit. No, you feel me? Like, I give you the good product that you want, and you pay for the good product that no, you feel me? It's just that that sometimes the processes get under evaluated. Same way with your job. Like, we don't realize the whole process of being in the office and having actually to deal with material companies ordering this, ordering that the material company didn't have enough to send here, so you gotta find a new one to send to over here, and like that they didn't have this certain material, but now the materials can be mixed because of codes, because of this, because of that. So I do kind of understand from like two kind of this perspectives. So it's hard to find that like
that balance where you make sure
balance
I
where,
get my job
you know,
done,
you feel me, and you get the job done, and the customer is happy.
Overall, it doesn't matter what we think.
It matters what they want.
Think.
Yeah.
If they're pulling $2 million for that house, we better say
this is a $2 million house,
and this is what we're doing. Does
that
make sense?
Yeah. Now I feel you completely on that.
It's a mixture, but like I love it. I mean, I love the thrill. I love
the challenges. No, but what I'm saying that like some like clients get annoying is that they be on your ass for things they don't understand. Like, no, you feel me? They be like, why can you do this and this there? Like, just do it like that. Like, it's that simple. I'm like, it might be that simple, but once you put that sheetrock and put all that weight and put all this insulation or whatever it goes, it's gonna fall apart on you. You feel me? It might look good on picture, but it's probably not structurally sound or right. You feel me?
Exactly, but you have to think about this customer sometimes. I mean,
no, I do like get it, because it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. At the end of the day, like a house, it's a lot of money. No, you feel me? And like I'm the same way. Like, I wanna get what I paid for. No, you feel me? Exactly. Like, si te estoy pidiendo algo, do what I paid for. No, you feel me? Like, whatever it is, I'ma pay for it. No, you feel me? I don't care. Like, you're not doing it for free. No, you feel me? I do understand the same thing, but like, there's some things that become closed or if not impossible. Like, and they want that. No, you feel me? They be wanting, because I actually have worked in like fairly jobs, and I have gotten like really wild and crazy like requests that I'm like, it's kind of physically impossible because you put in a lot of things in danger. Like, I have like, it's just not structurally right.
Exactly. When I first started this job, I will look at something and I'm like, that doesn't make sense, right? Because I had no knowledge. Like, within a month, I feel like I've learned so much about the industry already, and so much to come. But you have to think about these customers are not out in the field every day. So, just like me, when I first started, I'm like, why didn't we do this instead, right? But I felt like it's up to you who knows why that doesn't make sense to explain it in a way where they're like, Like, it's not like I don't want to do it, I don't want to get paid for it. It's just that it structurally doesn't make sense.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes me ha tocado that like we do explain like this is why we're doing it, and like I want it like that though. I'm like look, we'll do it for you. That we don't mind it. It's just you can't come back and blame us. That like this fell apart, or this is cracking, or that this is not structurally right, because we told you from the beginning like it's not gonna work. We're willing to find a way to do it, but it's just not gonna work.
I feel like another thing is whenever, at least in the new construction, in remodeling I'm not too sure because I don't know, but I think on a new construction, going through the buying a house with my parents, because I helped them pretty much throughout the whole process last year, I noticed that a lot of it is a salesperson.
How they pitch it.
I feel like they are trying to get that check. They're trying to get paid. So sometimes,
they don't care.
at least I haven't seen it in my company, but I saw it when I went through the process with my parents. They're trying to sell that house, so they'll accommodate to a lot of things. But if they don't fully know what it takes to build the house, if they don't understand the process, then it's gonna come back to one of us at some point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And for me, I think at my job, one of the things that I was telling my bosses is like, if let's say we change a sink, we went from like a regular sink to a farmhouse sink, right? I thought, okay, we just do the change. Then all I have to do is talk to that trade and tell them, hey, we're not doing the sink, we're doing the sink now. No. There's a process because the farm sinks are a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
The hole that you make on that island has to be a
little bit
wider.
bigger. The cabinets,
And
the
everything.
yeah.
So one change can involve 5
various
different
other
trades.
things. Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, cause I worked granite and like it's the same thing. Like if the cabinet is not done right or if they change like things from the cabinet in general, we don't go take the granite. Like why? Cause we have to change the granite now. Like let's say you wanted a half an inch overhang. Now it has a whole full inch all around because you have to change the cabinet.
So me, in order for me to understand what goes into just changing the sink, I need to understand the process of how everything is put together on that island. And I'm like, okay, if we change this, it's going to affect A, B, and C. And I feel like the salesperson should go out there with the same mindset that, hey, they want to buy this house. And like I said, I work like specifically on custom homes, which can it's not like they have one plan and they stick with that. Like in most like Ryan homes, Stro homes, like they stick with that. Our company, it's like you personalize it a little bit. Well, too much sometimes. So the salesperson is just trying their best
to give what they want.
Sale,
yeah.
But at the same time,
sacrificing everybody else's job.
In painting, they haven't probably doing drywall. They probably haven't done cabinets. They don't know what it might take or what can be done or what can be not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's, even though we should find the perfect balance, because in home construction, home building, there's so many people involved.
Yeah.
And so many people.
It's kind of hard to find that balance.
Hard. It's really hard. It's really hard. And at least with my parents' process, whenever they were building their house, I mean, we had 2 PMs. So 2 project managers. And that was hard because I'm like, how does the new project manager knows everything I already spoke with the other one? Or how is he keeping up? Like now, I don't really know what happened, but I know the first one that we had, he was amazing. We loved him. But he took another job. Another opportunity, he loved it more. And this new one has to keep up with everybody and making sure every single new house that he's just taking over makes sense. And this wasn't just one house. I think it was like at least 100 and something houses.
God damn.
So I'm like, okay, he has a lot of work to do. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like it's so many pieces in the puzzle. But I love the thrill. I love knowing that at some point whenever we close a house, it's like somebody was happy. Because a home is what you feel like it's yours. Yeah.
I mean, if you're paying for it, shit, it's yours.
It's yours.
It's yours, bro. Ain't nobody else's.
Building a house for somebody, like at least for my parents, that was their dream. Like their American dream, having a house in the U.S.
Yeah.
And they built it to their liking, and it was such a process that I went through it with them, and I'm like, wow, like seeing them so happy, like my mom was like crying of joy. This happens every day. Every time you close a house, you put all that effort. You make sure everything is the way they want it. They don't want carpet. Okay, we'll take the carpet away. Like, does that make sense? I feel like the end goal is worth it, at least for me. Like just being part of that process and making sure they got
what they wanted.
Yeah, I think that's what it is for me. But you have to deal with a bunch of people in the process.
Oh yeah. I love that. And with that, people, shit, we're going to start closing this episode down. You want to give out your IG? Do you know your IG? Or I'm going to put it up there for y'all guys. Know you feel me? You know, like, share, and subscribe. Follow her. Already know, bro. Know you feel me? If you need a house built, by the way it looks like it, She got y'all. Shit.
Maybe,
Quit playing, bro.
Let me
Come
know.
on. Quit playing. But y'all can follow me on my personal IG at NandoJDM94. But as always, you already know what I do want y'all to follow is Nando's Tequila, which is Nando _ TEA Kila. You feel me? And please like, share, and subscribe. Help me get to 50 subscribers, and I got a little surprise for y'all. Also, come back soon. You feel me? I'm gonna actually have another podcast coming soon that is gonna be more like of a group chat. It's gonna be more of a group discussion, and yeah, stay tuned to that. And peace out, people. Catch you on the downfall. Anything you wanna say before we close this down?
Thank you for having me.
No, I thank you for coming. All right, people. Y'all be safe.